Right, so this is going to start with everybody escorting some people. But before we actually get to the escorting, we're going to have everybody introduce their characters with the backstories. So that you all actually know. You all actually know. No, no, we can't. You all need to know what the other characters are like because. No. Right, so we're going along by order of mass screen. So Parton, tell everybody about your character. Right, now tell everybody about your character. No, 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 no. I don't know if I have smooth jazz built in. um, aye. We'll wait for lingo. Right, so finish your character. Let's go. Keep moving. Okay, so he's left the temple, and that is why for the last 6 months you guys have known Parton. Slayer. That'll do. Kev? That was secretly though, but you guys know because you've been around him long enough to know that he thinks that. Right, Kev? Higher pitched. Higher pitched. You have to at least get your boobs out while you're doing it. Right, keep going. Keep going. Okay. What yous all know about Kaylin is that she's quite secretive, and yous have asked about her backstory multiple times, and she just refuses. Every so often, she'll tell you a little snippet about her, and then she'll hold back information. So, Jute, sorry. And this is your electro swing music, Jute. This is, from now on, this electro swing song will be Jute's inspirational music. So whenever he's giving inspiration to people, we'll play this. Adram. We can just enjoy more inspirational music. Kaylin should start dancing like she's on a pole. Did Adram just take an arrow to the knee there, right? I think he's getting abuse for everybody else in the room. Come on to fuck, you bearded fuckface. Welcome to online roleplay, where no one... The thing is, it's giving Joe a chance to get online and the other guys as well. Well, Joe was supposed to be here, but he's working, so he doesn't finish work till now, and he's on his way. He's rushing home currently to join. There's also they'll come in on your journey. There's also Elias, who is, like, when I done the World of Warcraft Failcapped podcast, he was the other presenter on it. I did a podcast, So it was me, Scott, and Chris is Elias from WoW. So he's coming to join us because he's played D&D quite a lot and he knows a little bit of it, so he's going to help me while I DM. Plus he's obsessed with it, so he's but what happened with him is that he was ready to go about an hour ago, and then the guys who were working in the street accidentally cut a power cord and he's now sitting in darkness. Well, while Kyle's away, I'll read the fucking the start of this story, and we can just bring him back in when he comes back. We could also do that. Right, so I take it these are all on the page with the map, so you can see where these are. Cool. In the city of Neverwinter, a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker asked you to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandalin, a couple of days' travel southeast of the city. Gundren was clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers had found something big and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandalin. He then set out ahead of you on horse, along with a warrior escort named Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of business. You've spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you've just recently veered east along the Tribor Trail. You've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail. So, you've all sort of introduced yourselves to each other and know about your backstory and that. You now need to all start to think about how do you know each other. Like, do enemies have knowledge of the other characters, or are enemies good friends, or enemies sort of argumentative against each other? And you all need to decide as you're walking along this road what order you're walking in, who's at the front and who's at the back and who's in the middle. Now you need to discuss it among yourselves and decide a general marching order. You want someone at the front who's like quite good, like a paladin. Someone at the... Cool. You need someone slightly stronger holding up the back as well. You're not a fat dwarf, you're a halfling. you're a... Right, so remember that one of you is going to have to take this wagon that's got the goods on it that you're supposed to be transporting. Aye, looks like it. Right, so one of these is going to have the wagon that's carrying the stuff. 2 oxen pull the wagon. If no one is holding the reins, the oxen stop where they are, so somebody needs to be holding the reins. Cool. Right, so you've been on the Tribor Trail for about half a day. As you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. You can do a perception check, eh? Hello. You open up your character sheet and you see perception as one of your skill abilities. Your stats are 10 by default, eh? No, like you rolled for your stats. So 10 is what an average human would be, and if you roll less than that, then you can obviously be weaker in an area compared to a human. Aye. Right, so the dice on the right hand side of perception, you would roll that if you wanted to make a perception check. You take the first one, which is 13. So while Duke walked up to have a look and got sidetracked by something shiny in the air, Kev noticed that there was nothing at the horses' saddlebags. They had been completely looted. Roll for initiative. You have an initiative roll at the top. You're all rolling. Hold on then, I'll bring you all across to the next page. Right, so if you look at the bottom left hand corner of the new map, you'll see that all of you have characters. Because one of you is black. Kale's a black person. He's a drow. Right, all of you have health bars. So what you need to do is, to be able to roll, you need to click on your character first, and then go into your character sheet and roll for initiative. It's... Hold on, I'll move them. Right, so... Aye. Right, so Kyle's on the very left, and then Kev, and then the third one in is Lingo, the fourth one in is not here, so we'll move him over here. The next one is Slayer. Slayer, you're the silver guy with the shield and stuff, the paladin. Cool. And Joe is the blonde-haired guy, and Parton, you're the guy who looks like he's wearing jammies. It works in different ways depending on different classes and stuff. Right, so we've now got 5 initiatives, and I can order them descending, and I need to roll initiative for the goblins. Shit, my bad. Fuck. I failed. I failed. So the goblins rolled 13. I'm gonna have to add a fucking token in here. Right, okay. So, because you're all surprised with the exception of Kev, who can just never be surprised, Parton, you don't actually get this turn. The goblins get to go first. Purely because you didn't see that they're coming. You didn't like look towards that area. You're all standing right above this saddlebags with the loot. Alright? Okay, so there are 2 goblins on the left hand side who are going to make an attack for Kev because he was at the front. Kev, what's your AC? None of the 2 on the left hit you. So now the goblins on the right are going to also attack. And they're going to go for whoever's at the back. Who's at the very back? No, Kyle's inside the cart, is he not? Right, so he wouldn't have been at the very back. Who would have been guarding? Parton? Parton, what's your AC? They hit. Shit, I need to roll 1d6 plus 2. Is it? We're going to say that Parton, you take 4 points of damage and Kyle takes 4 points of damage. So if you mark off your 1, I'll mark off Kyle's 1. Yo. Fucking hell. That's Kyle. That's not me. Cool. What the fuck is even going on, honestly? It's like everybody was fine, and then one person's power on the street goes out, and then another person's mic just dies halfway through the conversation. Right, so back to the fight. Aye, goblins. Kyle's new. We're just going to imagine that Kyle wasn't even there to begin with, right? So we're going to say that one of you was on the wagon this whole time and you jumped off and you're now on the ground, whoever it was. Parton, you've taken your hit. I take it, aye. Cool. And the other one still went to Kyle, but we'll discount it now. Kev, sure go. There's 2 goblins on your left, there are 2 goblins on your right. They're just inside the woods on either side of you. They've been waiting for you. It was they were waiting to attack you. They're pretty close, say 20 feet. What attack would you like to do? It's on your character sheet. That reach of 4 is just meant to be the next adjacent square. So you would have to be longbow, aye. So just roll to attack and mark 1 arrow off for your ammo on your sheet. Right, so let me just mark up the 4 goblins here. Wait. Did you just roll a natural 20? I have music for that. Kev, can you just roll a d10? /R space 1d10. So whenever somebody rolls a natural 20 in this game, I have some music which goes with the natural 20s. And Kev got this. All of them are air horn based. Right, so Kev, how do you hit it with your arrow? Right, so you turn around as it's went towards you, and you hear noises on your left hand side. You turn around, well, no. In the distance, somehow, some horns just magically you look over at Duke, expecting the horns to be coming from the bard. So as you turn around, you knock one of your arrows and you let it loose, and it sort of gains power as you let it go, slamming into the first goblin, and it is dead. Right, the D10 is because I have 10 different horn songs. Correct. The next turn is this got an actual order to it? Oh, what's that all about? We will take that out, right? It's bugging. The goblins have an initiative of 13, right? Those are your initiative rolls. Right, so the next person is Railgar. You've got one goblin on your left now, the corpse of a goblin, and 2 on your right. Okay, and what do you want to do? How do you attack it? It's about 20 foot away. Alright. Roll for damage. It doesn't hit because you take the first one, so a 4 doesn't hit, unfortunately. So you can either choose to move closer to them to do a melee attack, or you can stay where you are. Or Kev, I'm assuming you got the choice to move and stay where you are as well, and you chose to stay. Right. Right, to the one on the left. Cool. Aye, aye. What happens is when you actually enter a dungeon, and it matters about the actual area where everybody's movement is and stuff. Then you use the map on the screen. But for mini fights, it's easier and less hassle to just use your imagination. Right, so one's dead. You've just moved across. As you launch the javelin, the goblin ducks it, and it goes over his head and lands about 10 feet behind him. And that's Jute's turn now. Okay. $11 doesn't hit. You need to subtract one eye. And so you look across to your left, seeing that one's already fallen, have a shot for it, and again the arrow goes flying. The goblin had just ducked, and at the same time as the javelin goes over the goblin's head, so does your arrow. Do you want to move towards it, or do you want to move towards the other two, or are you staying where you are? Cool. So that puts us on Wolf. You are back. You could move towards one of them and stab it. Aye. 20 feet. Alright. Roll for attack. No, you go into your character sheet and look at your attacks and decide which one, and then hit the dice on the right hand side. Okay, so you run up to the one on the left. How do you want to attack it with your short sword? Okay, so you rush over to it and bring up the short sword at the same time as you reach it, and it goes plunging straight into its eye. And yes, you do. You do. So as you plunge this short sword through its eye, you bring up your left fist, and I'm assuming he's right-handed. He's probably ambidextrous, being a monk. But anyway, you slam the back of his head with your left fist, and the sword goes right through the back and sticks at the back, protrudes at the back of his head, and he is dead. So it is the goblins' turn. There's only 2 goblins left. They are pretty scared of the 2 that just got raped on the left-hand side, so they're going to keep doing melee shots. They are going to. One of them is going to aim for Parton again after seeing their friend being brutally destroyed. They do. They hit for 10. Like, what is your AC? The one that aims for you misses, and the other one aims for Slater. No. It was the hit roll, and it rolled a 7, and doesn't hit. I'm guessing. Yep. So it doesn't hit. Next turn is Kaelin. Alright. They've actually came just outside. Now they're only like 10 feet away on the right hand side. They've moved closer to get better view with their ranged attacks. No minimum. Aye. That's true. Aye. Okay, so which one are you going for? There's two, so does it matter? No. Cool. And where do you aim your bow? How do you hit them? Cool. So as you see these two goblins coming out from the right hand side of the forest, you have previously just aimed for the ones on the left, so you spin around 180 degrees, knock another arrow, and it goes flying through the throat and pins the third goblin to the tree. You get to roll advantage, so you take the highest of both. Aye. So so as the arrow goes through the throat of the goblin, it's pinned to the tree by the neck and it is dead. Bleeds out massively. Railgar. Alright. How do you want to hit it with your Warhammer? Okay. You rush up to the only one that's left, you bring your Warhammer up and try to slam it in the head as it ducks again, and you miss with your Warhammer. Jute. Okay. You run up. You run up, and what do you do with your longsword? And it is dead. It protrudes at the bottom of what would be the goblin ballsack. That goblin is dead. Congrats. You all killed your first set of enemies. No, I'm prepared for this, Kev. So would you actually like to check them for babies? No, I'm asking Kev specifically because I knew he was going to do this. So Kev has to tell me how he checks for babies, and I'll decide whether or not he has to make a roll. Yep. And which one of them are you going to do? All of them. Okay, hold on. I never fucking wrote down what check it was. Bastard. Kev, I'm gonna say just roll a d20. And if it's less than 10, then you're fucked. Nice! And now I'm gonna say roll a d6. Right, so As you cut open one of the goblins, the other three have been fine, but one had a mild infection, and the infection spreads to you, and you take 5 points of damage. Kale told me, man, I was prepared. Like, I had multiple things. You're just lucky it was only a goblin that you were checking for babies in. We'll say that now that you have finished the fight, you can take a short rest and you can use your hit dice to regain. So basically on all your character sheets there's a hit dice in the middle of your character sheet, and if you need to, like, because I think Slater said he had lay on hands, he could potentially heal yous, or you could heal yourselves. In the middle, the way lay on hands works is he's got a pool of 5 HP, and he can divvy it up as he sees fit. Cool. So mark off your hit dice that you don't have any. Like, change it from a 1 to a 0. Well, I mean, you could ask Slayer to heal you. You can. You only get 1 hit dice per day. Yep. No, you've got to use it after a short rest. Or a long rest, so. Aye. It goes by class, whatever class you're. Are you struggling there for lay on hands? I take it, aye. Right, so inside, if you go to your character sheet and go to your class, you have a class feature called Lay on Hands, and it says, as an action you can touch a creature and draw from the power of the pool to restore a number of hit points to that creature. So you can walk up to Parton and give him 5 hit points from your pool, but your pool will be empty. Cool. I've added it into the front of your sheet, so you've got lay on hands 0 out of 5, alright? Right, cool, so you're all standing there, you've had a short rest, you've healed up slightly. What do you want to do? Would you like to check again, Kev? You can go and collect them and put yourself back up, I'll say aye. Cool. Right, so did one of you say that you wanted to check the cart that you were actually carrying with you? It was dead horses with saddlebags. You realise that it's the guys who were in front of you and went off. You thought the horses were dead, man. Right, so you thought it was maybe the guy who had asked you and rushed off and stuff, so that's why you went up to check, but it looked as if it had been an ambush that's been set for you and it wasn't that guy. So are you still carrying this? You're going to move on and you're going to take this stuff with you, eh? Cool. Can you all make a group survival check, please? It's on your sheet, survival. Just click the dice. It's near the bottom, because alphabetical. Alright, so you all start looking around the area where you've just been, where the goblin attack was. And you realise that a dozen or so goblins have come and gone along a trail that leads northwest. You can see signs that 2 human-sized bodies have been hauled away from the ambush site up there. You can, if you choose, you can park the wagon just off the road and go and look up and see what's up the trail. You can see there's a well-used trail, but currently from the road all you can see is a trail and some sign that goblins have been using it, and a sign of bodies being hauled up from the ambush site. Or you can choose to just continue on the road and ignore them. It says you can tell that up to a dozen have been using it. That's what you rolled survival for. You roll survival to check around the area and see if there was any sort of footprints and markings and stuff like that. Rather than asking for like waiting for one of you to go and check it, I just asked for all of you to check it so that we can make sure you could decide what to do. So you start to head down this trail. Which order are the 4 of your characters heading down this trail? You passed the survival thing, that's why I told you about it. If you... No more additional. It's just because you're standing looking at the trail, you can't see what actually leads off the trail just now. Alright. Kev, your passive perception is 15. Right, so you're walking down the road, you've been going along this path for about 10 minutes and you notice a trail and you tell everybody else to avoid it. Because had your passive perception been any lower, someone would have got caught in that. You go another 10 minutes down the road and you notice that there is a pit. And had your passive perception not been 15, someone would have been in the pit as well. You have a good passive perception, man. This leads you Here's the next reedy bit. Following the Goblin's Trail, you come across a large cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow dry path leads into the cave on the right hand side of the stream. So if you actually look at the page that we're on now, you will see that you are at the mouth of the cave, and that is the thickets on the left and the right. What would you like to do? Which ones? Okay. Actually, I'll just say you scout the area, so just in general you can... they're green, man. No, I can't. Kev, can you refresh your page? Can you refresh your page? Okay. They are green. They are very fucking green. Kev also looks at the thicket on the left hand side and says, "Yep, they are green, guys." Like how many times do we have to look at this? Hello, Joe. Do you want to give it a go? Joe, you need to join the Skype call. That's why. Let's wait for Joe. I think so, I'm sure I've renamed people. Come on, Joe. Come on. What's happening? I kicked Joe because he's having problems connecting. So I kicked him for the thing and told him to try and manually rejoin it. Can one of you... That's exactly what's going to happen there. Can you invite Joe? I'm not doing it, I'm the lead. Parton or whoever. It's Spirit WoW. Yay! Joe. Right, so as the three of you recheck the bush on the left hand side, you see a small cleric is in the bush stuck. and he kindly asks to be removed from the bush. Thorndal. If you, Joe, if you look at the screen where all the characters are, you're on the very right hand side. You're the small cleric with the blonde hair and the blue cape. Who's now in the bush? You are in the bush, Joe. And so... Now, make an athletics check if it's that you're supposed to do. Just to make a general strength check then, because all you're doing is tugging him out the bush, he's just stuck. So there's nothing special, it's just a strength check. Is the tech on the right hand side? Right, so between the two E's you managed to pull a small... Joe, what the fuck are you again? You were really stuck. Like, he looks like Thor out of the Marvel films, and you just pulled Thor out of the thicket. So, Joe, you would like to thank them and then introduce yourself to them. Goblins. It was goblins. You don't... And now, you're going to actually read your backstory to them. Because you did write a backstory, Joe, right? They all look expectantly at you. And then you check your bag. No, and then you check your bag and realise that you do have 7 days worth of rations. Nice. He creates an apple. As you go to grab the apple from his hand, your hand passes through the apple. Okay, that's enough backstory, Thorndale. Thanks. Right, so now you've pulled him out. He is back over here, and that goblin is no longer there. What would you like to do? You cannot, because it's against the DM special rules of 4. Okay. To get to the cave, you would have to cross the stream or move up on the left hand side and jump across the stream, or walk. I'm going to say you can't actually swim into the cave. Fuck it. You have to cross the stream. How would you like to do it? Well, the squares on the screen state clearly that the stream has many lungs. 5 feet wide. So it's about 10 feet wide, and it's about 50 feet up to the entrance. You do realise that Thorndale is only 6'3" after a long perception check, and even adding the halfling on top wouldn't cross the bridge. Wouldn't cross the stream. You're only 3 foot. and he's only 6'3", I'm sure. I am not a bridge. Okay, so oh, it's no deep. You can like make your way across. You could acrobatics this time. Is it? Acrobatics is land safety on difficult terrain, so I would say yes, acrobatics. Roll a d10! Roll a d10. You have a d20! A natural 20. Alright, you rolled number 2. This time, for your natural 20, we have... In the distance, you hear those horns again. You still have no idea which direction they're coming from. You can even. So continuing on then. You have made it successfully, and you are now. I'm going to say here. Can you move your character? I'm not doing it. Aye. Make a stealth check. Make a stealth check. Oh, wait. You've got the thing where you can't get attacked by hidden stuff. Fuck! Hold on till I read your character sheet again. Alright, so your stealth. Make a... Alright. What, did you try and jump as well, or did you just walk through like a normal person? Alright, you fell in the water and had to pick yourself back up. You did cause a splash though, and so even although Kev is a sneaky motherfucker, your splash alerted something to your whereabouts. Make a stealth check. You make it across to the other side. Stealthily. The rest of you? It's the blue guy with the white blonde hair. The rest of you? You don't need to jump, you can walk through it normally. Okay, so you put yourself across the other side. Railgar. Cool. Parton. Okay, make an acrobatics check. You make it across. Can each of you roll a stealth check as well, please? No, you're good. Joe's good. Thorndale's good. You're good. Jute. You're good. Wolf. He done an acrobatics to get across and he made it across. He needs to do a stealth check. Okay. You made it, so just put yourself in the river or something like that. There's too many people in the thing, so... Nah, we're assuming that you're on land, but for the purposes of vision, put yourself in. Kev, you're at the front, what would you like to do? Kaelin, sorry. You're gonna make a check, is what you're gonna do. Roll perception. You perceive that through the thicket there are some of your friends. What would you like to do? The rest of them don't know this, only you know this. You're already stealthed. Aye. You can see all of that. You've managed to find a vision through. That's why it's revealed. You can see all of that. Oh my god. Somehow though, it's stealthily played. You can move wherever you want. They're distracted. You can see that they're sitting having a laugh to each other, and no, you can't even move through that way. Well, actually, no. Let's see. You can. It's difficult terrain, but you're not in battle, so it doesn't really matter. All of you would have to move up at the same time though and follow Kaelin, and so you would have to. Cool. Cool. And so the rest of you all follow and move up to the edge of the bush. So move yourselves. There's always one. Alright. Kale? Alright, there's Parton. Alright, so this round you all get a sneak attack on them. If you just all roll initiative anyway. Click on your character and then roll for initiative. Whoa! Why don't I have music for that? Right, so has everybody rolled initiative? So there's only 3 of you. Parton's on a call. Right, we're just... Man, I was up till like 4 in the morning doing that. So... Cheers. So it is Wilf to go first. What? No, he's left over for last time, eh? Alright, so it is Jute to go first. Yeah. They are goblins. They are not your allies. The 4 of them tried to kill you further down the road. You followed what looked like dead corpse drag marks up the path, and there are 2 currently stationed with bows outside of the entrance of the cave you're trying to go into. You are currently stealthed. And they are currently playing a game of slapsies with each other. Can you cast your disguise self for me? It's in your spells tab of your character sheet. It's either a cantrip or a spell, so it could be on one of the two tabs. And you're remembering that you can only cast a certain amount of spells per day. So you go into your sheet on the core page and you mark off one of your spells and put it down to 1 of 2. On the core tab of your sheet, you should have spell slots. It's in the middle between the heart and the weapons. To the right of the heart. So these are your first level spells, and you've got 2, so you marked it down to 1. Yes, it does. And you look like yourself as a goblin. Right. Make a persuasion check. And one of them looks at you and goes to walk towards you, and the other one shouts at him in Goblin, which you understand is "Stand guard, don't move forward, stay on your post." And he shouts back to you, "If you were a goblin and among us, I would recognise you, and you would know how many of us there are." And that is your turn. So moving on, that's your turn. You get one action and a move. So you've now moved, and you're up to here. And it is now Joe. Right. Right. Alright, click your cast button on your spell. Is that a cantrip you said, aye? Cool. It's got a cast button on the right hand side. Cool. Yep. You need to roll initiative. It's in the middle, above the heart. Right, so what do you say in your voice again? And so the goblins look in your general direction at this booming voice coming from the bush. Goblins probably don't have, in fact I can check, goblins have reasonable intelligence, so they don't think it's the actual thicket talking to them. They can understand that there's probably something else in the bush along with the goblin who's just walked out to talk to them. They look slightly afraid. Pardon, did you just roll a natural 20? Pardon, roll 1d10. You rolled 4. This is your song. Turn your music volume up in the settings. You should be able to hear it. Right, anyway, your song's finished. So continuing on, let me just fix this to descending again. We were on Joe's turn, he's just finished, and Kaylin, it's your turn. Okay. That hits the one on the right, and it is dead. Railgar? Kev, are you want to move? Or? Alright. Railgar? In squares, man, count the squares. This one is now dead, so it's just the one on the left. And it is, where are you? You're the paladin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 30 feet away from you. Alright. Roll a 1d10. You rolled a 10, so here's your song. So you rush up to the guy on the left. What are you planning to do with your warhammer? You lift the warhammer up as the goblin is still terrified from the booming voice in the bush. Feels, well, he doesn't feel, but he looks at the ground in front of him and it's shaking. But for some reason, no damage has been taken from it. And as you slam the warhammer into his face, he is dead.
Oh, my bad.
You can add goblin clothes to your inventory. Inventory tab on the character sheet. And we'll say that they weigh 3 pounds. Whichever one's free, yeah. You are. Right, so now what would you like to do? Cool. If you move yourselves to where you are standing, I can reveal the area. Alright, so you look into the entrance to the cave and you can see that there's some steps leading up to another part of the cave on the right hand side, and just out of your vision on the left hand side you can see that there's some rocks on the ground that's fallen. What would you like to do? Just move yourselves if you are moving further up. Agree on an order. These are walking in. Right, so you have to actually enter the cave if you want me to do anything further. Just inside the cave mouth, a few uneven stone steps lead up to a small dank chamber on the east side of the passage. The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end and is filled with the stench of animals. Savage snarls, blah 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 blah. I never read the rest of that. You investigation, you said. So you're checking for traps, basically, is what you're saying. Right, well, footprints and stuff is perception, is it not? Right, roll a perception check. Booyah! I will finish reading the rest of this. The cave narrows to... This is the bit on the right hand side, just inside the cave. The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end and is filled with the stench of animals. Savage snarls and the sound of rattling chains greet your ears, where 3 wolves are chained up just inside the opening. Each wolf's chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of a stalagmite. If he's moving further, then I can reveal the area. What would you like to do? Okay. So you carry the meat over. The wolves have quite good perception with their noses and don't actually recognise any sort of smell from the meat, because I'm pretty sure illusions are only sight based. They don't give off a smell. If you click cast illusion on your spells, it'll show up in the chat and we can read it. A sound or an image, so it doesn't include smells. So as you move this food across, the wolves look slightly confused as a giant purple hand with something in it floats towards them, but don't recognise it as food. Kaelin, would you like to make your animal handling check now, please? You can describe to me what you would do. It's successful, and at the end of it the animals are peaceful and let you pass by. What do you say to them? Or what do you do? All three wolves are soothed after a period of time, and you can move freely through that cave. Here's some pig meat. Do a stealth check. As you turn to go up, you trip and fall into the water, and you're now wet. You decide that you no longer wish to continue that path and turn back to join the group. Alright, so who is that? Right, so you are now at the point where there is a sort of cliff face in the wall. A narrow opening in the east wall is 30 feet up, so you'll all have to climb up here if you're wanting to go this way. So you'll all need to roll a check of some kind. Roll an athletics check if you want to climb the fissure. Joe, roll a d10. Natural 20. You rolled a natural 20. It means you succeed. all of you, because there's only 4 of you, right? Pardon, you've no rolled a athletics check. Alright. Since we've already listened to one, I'll just let it slide. Right, so all of you managed to make your way up to the top of the fissure. I now need you all to roll stealth checks. Ooh, bad. So as you climb up to the top of the fissure, can you all move yourselves up here? What you see from inside, somebody want to make a perception check? Fuck it. We'll just say he's gonna see it. Doesn't matter. Many percepts. You can see two goblins who now know that you're there because they really heard you climbing up that fissure. They heard all the stones drop in, and you're probably shoving each other and fighting to actually get up to the top of that. So while you were climbing up, the two goblins have actually came across, and one is now here standing just behind the stalagmite, and the other one is now here. You can also see at the back of the room is a wolf and... Hold on. What? I think there's a spider. Hold on. I'll be back then. What is that? Better not be a spider. It's in your hand. That was a big spider. Is he? Cool. Make a perception check. Aye, persuasion, is that? That's what I meant. Began with a P. Roll a d10. Ooh, a different one. Who sighed heavily there? Hello. Right, so sacks and crates of looted provisions are piled up on the south end of this large cave. To the west, the floor slopes towards a narrow opening that descends into the darkness, which is where you've just came from. A larger opening leads north down a set of natural stone steps, the roar of falling water echoing from beyond. In the middle of the cavern, the coals of a fire smoulder. The goblins heartily agree with your persuasion, which was what? We need what? Okay, so but they can see Parton standing right next to you. You're not the only person there. Parton standing right next to you as you're persuading them. So, although I'm going to say again, one of them is like, yep, we should totally hide. He's just scared. And the other one's like, but there's a guy right there, attack. And you'll have to all roll initiative again. If you had climbed up first by yourself, you could have done that. But because all of you climbed up together and everyone's standing next to you, it's not going to work. Good try, though. Good try. Keep on keeping on. So Jute and Wilf. Alright, okay. Hold on, I need to roll initiative for the goblins. Just need to check something a second. Right, so the goblins rolled a 14. So that places them between Jute and Wolf. As this is happening, the wolf and the other guy at the back, I can't remember his name, is you didn't know his name anyway. They're just standing guard, watching these two goblins, expecting them to take you out. So, Joe, Thorndale, sorry, what would you like to do? So you're over here and you need to move. Okay. Where are you moving to? Jute. Aye. Alright, so roll a persuasion check. Oh, sorry, roll an intimidation check. The goblins laugh in your face and say, "Go ahead, kill that goblin." Right, so the goblins have just asked you to kill the Jute. How would you like to proceed? Right, so are you pretending now that you're dead, Jute? Alright, so you fall to the ground and you're now prone. You need to use half of your next movement to get back up. Joe, the goblins just stand and watch as he falls to the ground. It's up to you. What do you want to do now? What do you say? You realise now that there's still two of them against one and you failed your first intimidation check. But you roll anyway. They laugh at you and say, "We will tell you no such thing." And they start moving slightly towards you, or they're ready to come at you. Well, you've still got an action to take. You've tried intimidating them, but you've still got an action. I'll let you use your action to lift him back to his feet. You are no longer prone, Jute, although you still have fake blood running from your neck. It's now Jute's turn. Alright. How do you want to attack it? Did you say to its neck? Okay, so you thrust your longsword into the belly of the goblin. It comes right out the back of the... You actually almost have your hand inside the stomach of this goblin. You've drove the sword so deep. And it is dead. Do you want to move before it's the end of your turn? Cool. There's a bonus action, you stamp on his face. Wolf.
Okay, I would like to.
You're echoing. You are next to the bottom stalagmite. Right, there's only one goblin currently, so you move forward to attack it. Alright, that's Joe, so we'll move you to here. And you can actually attack the monster rather than Joe. roll damage, roll hit. You bring your short sword up to hit the goblin and it manages to avoid the sword. No, it's a bonus action. You've got to hit with the first to get the bonus on the second. You can move away up to about 4 squares. I missed the goblin's turn actually, so we're going to go for the goblin now. And the goblin is going to come towards... The goblin's going to move for Jute because he just took out his pal. And the goblin is going to take its scimitar and try and slash you with it. It rolled a 13. So it goes to slash you with the scimitar, and you're too busy stamping on the other goblin's face. Rolled in to like punch it in the face a few times, and the scimitar goes right over the top of your head. And now it's Kaylin's turn. Okay. It hits. How do you want to attack it? You aim for the throat and knock your bow. It blasts out of your longbow and takes it right through the throat. The arrow actually goes right through the goblin and it is dead. And your arrow is now in the back wall. It hit the cave and fell to the ground. So these two goblins are now dead. Let me just get to the right page. So it's part 8. So you are, I'm guessing you're all going to start going towards the guy at the back of the room. Who's in the front? Who's in the back? Cool. Right, we'll just go for here then. So Joe's in the front. He moves up a wee bit. Then Lingo, then Parton, who goes and moves up a wee bit. and then these two at the back. Right, so as you're walking towards this guy who seems quite crazy, and you know that from your experience amongst you that this guy is known as a bugbear, and he is talking to himself quite deranged, and he keeps saying, who dares defy Clark? Clark will build a throne from your bones, puny ones. And you know that he's been watching the whole fight, and he's been judging your abilities. What would you like to do? Okay. You perceive that his wolf's name is Ripper. So we have Clark the bugbear and Ripper the wolf. And he only ever talks about himself in the third person, and he keeps chanting towards you, who dares defy Clark? Clark will build a throne from your bones, puny ones. Right, so have you all decided to just rush and attack him, or what's going on? Did you just offer yourself up, Parn? No. 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 No, you cannot. I'm just doing a check to see if any of this is going to make any difference. Right, so what did you say you were going to do, Lingo? Or are you just fighting? What's happening? And let me just check something. Right, so you wouldn't know what language a bear actually speaks, but because he's been talking to himself and he's deranged, you know that he's speaking Goblin, and you are able to talk to him. So roll the persuasion. And as you say that, Clark says to you, Clark will not protect anyone. Why are you here? Okay. Wait. Did we roll initiative for all this? Do we need to? We need to re-roll. We done initiative for the goblins. We didn't do initiative for this. So give me 2 seconds to delete everybody's initiative. Right, re-roll. Right, so we're going to do this descending starting with you because you're still the point at which this attack starts, right? And yes. So fire your arrow. And did you see you're firing at him or the wolf? Him. Where would you like to aim your arrow? Alright. You knock an arrow after, well, he's waiting for a response from you. You shoot your arrow and he moves just out of the way. Like he moves, tilts his head and it misses him. And we now go back to the original order. Do you want to move at any point before we start this? Alright, and we start with Wolf, who is near here. This is awesome. He's delaying his turn. Oh, there he is. Parton, it's your go, mate. Parton. Unmute your mic, Parton. So Wilf, it's your go. It's your go. Alright, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'd have to move 40 feet to get to him. You can. You throw your dart. Where would you like to throw your dart? Alright, so you pick the dart up and launch it from the side, and as it streaks towards his belly button, he turns side on and avoids it. Would you like to move closer to him? How much? Put yourself where you want to be. You can move up to 6 squares as long as you do them in L shape. If you do them diagonal, you have to do 1, 2, 1, 2 for the feet. The guy is here. Okay. And Joe, Thorndale. Alright. Did you... You rolled first, so I must have cleared it before that. I just roll again. There we go. Right, so you throw your dart. No, you didn't. Joe, what are you hitting him with? Are you gonna click the button? Where would you like to hit him with your arrow? Roll a d10? Right, so your arrow goes streaking towards his face and slams into his cheekbone. You can only move a certain number. Each square is 5 feet, so you have to work it out. Can your character shoot? So you can move 7 horizontal or 7 vertical, and if you have to count it out. If you're going to go diagonal, then just that way. If you go in this settings, there's a music volume control, and you can turn it down slightly. You're fucking right. No, it's down on mine, like, so everybody else needs to accommodate it. Right, so it's now the wolf's turn. The wolf is gonna go. The wolf is called Ripper. The wolf's gonna make a bite on Jute. Rolls an 11. That's not gonna hit you, is it? Alright, so the wolf. Oh, hold on, actually. What's the speed? 40. 1, 2. The wolf goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wolf goes to here and tries to bite Jute, and it misses. And it is now Kev, go and roll a d20 just on its own. Right, so it's now the bugbear's turn, because it rolled 7 as well. I was deciding who went first at the two of us. And it is going to throw a javelin at Jute. It rolled a 16 to hit. You take 4 damage. Yep. And it's Kaylin's turn now. Alright. Okay. Roll for hit. You knock an arrow into your longbow and let it go, and it pings across and slams into the leg of the back leg of the wolf known as Ripper, and it takes 11 piercing damage, and the wolf drops to the floor dead. Somehow. Your arrow has pierced right through both of its legs and its bladder and its lower intestines. It's all kind of fucked up. So next in the turn order is Railgar. Okay. We need more actual battle music, eh? Right, so you threw a javelin. As you throw the javelin, it slams into his knee, but he catches it at the same point that it slams into his knee, and he resists the damage that it would have done. Do you want to move before the end of your turn? You can move 5 squares as long as they're horizontal or that vertical. Okay. And it's Wolf's turn. Alright. You're currently 15 feet. If you move diagonally, the first one's 5 foot, the next one's 10 foot, so it's 15 feet and you would be here. You would have, if you move away from an opponent, he gets an attack opportunity on you. So when you're right next to a guy and you try to bail, he can hit you. So if you move up to him, you have to stay at him until he's dead. Or if you move away, he can get a free hit on you. Because basically what you're doing is standing in his face and then turning your back on him. It's up to you. If you want to do it, you can do it. You just need to stay. Alright, so So you throw a dart. Where are you throwing your dart? You throw a dart and it catches in his throat and he takes 7 damage. He's bleeding slightly from his throat and he's pretty fucking mad. And he actually says, Clark is angry. Do you want to move at all? Anywhere? No? Cool. Thorndale? So far, he has been hit in the knee and resisted all the damage and taken a dart to the throat and sort of got mad. Okay. Did you roll? You need to roll if you're gonna hit me an arrow. Did you? Oh, I see this. And that arrow is deep in his cheek. Andy's now got the thing in the throat, so he's really, really pissed. I don't know why I didn't write that down. It's weird, like. You perceive that he is bleeding quite profusely. Right, Thorndale, come on, what do you do? Okay. And he moves his head as the arrow comes flying towards his right cheek. Jute. Make sure you can actually get to him. You're quite far away. The distance for you to get to him is going to be 30 feet. Aye. You can actually get to here. And what are you going to do, did you say? And how do you hit him with your longsword? And well, there's no coming back for that. You take your longsword, somehow manage to. He's already got his mouth open. He's screaming out in pain for the dart, the small tiny dart that hit his throat, and the massive arrow that's deeply embedded in his cheek. And you drive that sword down into his throat, and he is dead. What would you like to do? Right, so you check him for loot, and wait till I find the right page again. Stopping just after this. You find when checking the area there is a treasure chest which contains no dividing into that shit, 1 gold each, and you also find two potions of healing. So somebody, like, you need to assign these. I'm just telling you what you find. You each get 1 gold, so add it to your inventory. You find 2 potions of healing, so someone take control of the healing potions. So Joe, you add 2 potions of healing to your well, it's up to you. Aye, you can throw a potion to somebody. So, divvy it up. Who wants the potions? There's a gold tab on the inventory, and it should say 25 GP. And you increase it to 26. GP. Who's taking the other one? Right, so each of you roll a d20. In fact, Joe, we'll say that we'll just roll for both of them, right? Aye. So Joe and Jute, Thorndale and Jute, you will find that out when you use them. And you're about to take a long rest anyway, or I would say you can get away with a long rest here. Aye. Right, so you you also find a statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes. I'm gonna roll a d10, I think, and just allocate it. No? I said I could roll a d10 and just allocate it to these. Right, so Parton your 1, Slayer your 2, Joe your 3, Kev your 4, Lingo your 5. Lingo gets it. You win it's like Generation Game. You win a statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes, and it is worth 40 gold. But you also remember, as you're putting it into your pocket, that your gold is the party's gold. Go team! Go team! Ah well, it's 40 gold between all these, and I mean the boss you just killed only left you 1 gold really. So 40 gold should really be, when you sell that, it should go to everybody. Unless Jute is a miserable bastard. Alright, so that pretty much ends our night for tonight. What I will say though is what have you learned from tonight, Kev? Checking for babies is bad. So the next game will be in 2 weeks' time, so it's the 25th of October at 8 o'clock. No bother. I don't know if I'll keep in the air horns for next time. Like, no, that was too much work. Like, I even had Christmas roll 20s. And aye. So I'll John Cena use all next time.
John Cena!
Nah, I'm not gaining it away. Fuck it. Right, I will see you all later.